she was in the early stages of preeclampsia. So I automatically went and got one of the nurses and everything, and they jumped right into action and was able to save my wife's life. Oh, baby. You still here, girl? What's up, Cross fam? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Dante Cross.
I'm Aaron Cross.
And today our topic is we're bringing you 5 different discussions to have before planning to have a baby.
So by no means are these 5 things the only things to talk about. These are just 5 things that him and I had come up with when we sat down and said, like, what were some of the key discussions that we had before having a baby? These were those. So we're just going to share 5 of those conversations with you and to see if that might help you in deciding when you want to have a baby and also if you still want to have a baby. So, number 1, timeline. We got married in 2018 and I was 30. I had just turned 30 and you were 33. Yeah, you were 33. So I knew that, one, I wanted to have children for sure, but also I'm like, I had just gotten married. And I'm like, I just did not want to have kids right away. I wanted to take some time to enjoy my marriage. I wanted to travel with him and just kind of enjoy just being married and waking up whenever we want to and just coming and going as we please without anybody else to say. It's like, it's whatever we want to do. The world revolved around us. And I just wanted to experience that for a while. So that the timeline for us was important because, again, we knew we wanted to, we just didn't want to do it right after marriage. But if that is something that you want to do and you're like, I don't need to do any of that, we dated for 5 years, we dated for 6 years, whatever the case may be, we're ready to have kids, have the kids. You know what I mean? It's all up to personal preference and your timeline and what works for you, just as long as both of you are in sync.
Yeah, I definitely think communication is key for everything in life, especially when it comes to relationship-wise, but it's definitely something that the two of you want to communicate about and give some thought to.
Whatever works for you and your spouse, do that.
Yeah.
And also don't succumb to peer pressure from the aunties and your grandma and your mama, because all it is when you're dating somebody, so when y'all gonna get married, when you gonna propose, then it's from that to when you gonna have a baby, then you had a baby, and when y'all gonna have another one. So it's don't ever do things just based on like what other people's expectations are. Worry about yourself.
Worry about yourself.
And worry about your partner. Okay, y'all's happiness and y'all's marriage comes before anybody else's judgment or opinions.
So our number 2 discussion will be the two of you evaluating your environment to make sure that it's a healthy place, safe space for you to even have a child.
Yeah. When we're talking about evaluating your environment, we're talking about doing basically like a status check to see what the climate is in the house. And not even just in the house, but just the overall relationship. And are we in a healthy place in our marriage to be bringing another member on? Because there's nothing about a baby that comes in and says, I'm about to zen this place out. That's not what happens when you have a baby. Okay, things go from zen to
chaos.
Yes. That's a great word.
Straight chaos. Pandemonium.
To pandemonium very quickly. Not to say that, oh my God, you just have to have the perfect relationship and you never fight and there's never any bickering in the house. That's unrealistic. What I'm saying is that you're able to have healthy conversations. You're able to argue and you're able to disagree, but always being able to bring it back in a respectful manner. That's what I'm saying. If you guys can't have a solid disagreement without somebody throwing something through a window, knocking something off the wall, leaving for 3 days, a baby does not help those things from stopping. Okay, if anything, it's just going to elevate the tensions that are already there. and it could absolutely make things worse.
Yeah.
So just making sure that you guys are in a healthy space, in a healthy environment to bring that beautiful bundle of joy into your lives. And that brings us to number 3, which is financial stability. Kids is expensive.
It should be illegal.
The cost of living in most major cities is already high.
Yeah.
And with a higher cost of living in major cities comes a higher cost when it comes to all things childcare. So it's like we have had only in 3 different daycares since being out here. We had one at a home daycare. That was the cheapest option. When we moved him to be with more kids so that he could just get more exposure, more social interaction. We tried out a daycare near across the street from UCLA, and that was $3,300 a month.
That's insane.
That's insane to me. $3,300 a month is insanity to me. That's more than our mortgage. And apparently, Los Angeles isn't even in the top 5 for having expensive daycare.
Yeah. So according to care.com, the average weekly daycare cost is $321 a week. It's actually gone up 13% from $284 that was in 2022.
According to whattoexpect.com, diapers alone during your baby's first year, you can expect to change around 3,000 diapers.
The first year?
The first year, you can expect to change around 3,000 diapers. Right. The cost for diapers would set you back about $70 to $80 a month. Okay, so you're looking to spend close to $1,000 a year in just diapers.
Unless you use
what is
it, cloth diapers?
Cloth diapers, yeah. If you use cloth diapers, that's different, but there's no way in hell that I was doing that.
Hell no.
Cloth diapers coming back soon.
Another cost, baby formula. I breastfed up until 6 months, and because I had started work, my supply began to dry. And when that began to drop, and once that happened, I wasn't producing enough to feed my baby. And he was like, girl, get them out of here, okay? Because you ain't giving me enough milk. So he wanted formula. Started him on formula. Formula is expensive. Average cost of formula per month is between $400 and $800. So whether you are a breastfeeding mom, that is a wonderful option. If it is an option for you and you're blessed enough for it to be an option for you. If you do not want to breastfeed, that is totally fine too. I'm just letting you know what the cost of that will look like. According to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, it costs approximately $233,610 to raise a child until the age of 18. Okay.
By no means are we telling these numbers to like try to scare you away or make you feel like maybe this isn't a good idea. Maybe we don't need children. Maybe I'll just go get a fish or something.
What?
But it's just easier for you to plan ahead of time opposed to waiting for the child to get here. Just find a plan and a strategy that works for the two of you, and everything will work itself out.
Number 4 is just working as a team. You can't view it as just like, oh, she's pregnant. It has to be a thing where you view it as we are pregnant. Yeah. Like we are a unit. I am carrying the baby. I am going to be the one that has to deliver and bring this baby into the world, but I'm not doing that by myself. And since I'm not doing that by myself and I didn't get pregnant by myself, then you need to be an active participant in this pregnancy. And what that means is you fill in where you can fill in, which is everywhere but giving birth. Yeah, when it comes to doing research, looking at pediatricians in the area for your baby, doing your research to figure out, okay, what are some of the things that she could be going through during this time. Like, okay, she is in her first trimester. In first trimester, I read that you can be really tired and you can be really hungry. So let me check in on her and see if she needs anything. I read that she could be nauseous around this time. Let me just see if there's anything that I could look up that helps with nausea. You being proactive and doing your due diligence as if you're trying to help yourself is the best thing that you could do for your spouse. So step up in those areas and really partner with your spouse. Partner with your spouse at this time and ask what they need. And the needs could change daily. And also look around and see what needs to be done before you ask. That is also a big thing. Because if she is upstairs throwing up, I don't need you to come upstairs and ask me what needs to be done if you done passed toys in the hallway, dishes in the sink, and everything else. You walk past a lot of things that needed to be done to ask me what needed to be done.
Yeah, so to piggyback off of what Aaron was saying, fellas, just take initiative. Take initiative to, handle things on your own without her having to necessarily point them out. And more importantly, it goes a long way in your relationship, and it'll definitely ease some of the stress and burden that your wife would feel, because she already has enough going on, with the pregnancy and everything. So you just trying to take care of everything else around the house will definitely help out. And it'll be nights where you got to go on those runs because she has weird cravings. Fellas, it's your job to step up to the plate and fulfill those weird cravings. Me and my man was out one time riding around. I forgot where we were about to go, but those plans got halted quick. So his girl at the time called and was like, she wanted some ice cream from one spot, which was way across the city from where we were, and then she wanted Krispy Kreme donuts from another spot that we were like 20 minutes away from. As much as he griped and grunted and was mad, we ended up showing up with the donuts and the ice cream. So,
because at the end of the day, she is literally growing the life. You know what I mean? Like that is the mama's job, is to grow and protect this life. And it is hard work, okay? It is hard work doing this, and your body really goes through just some of the most traumatic changes, okay? Mentally and physically that you'll ever go through in your life. So the least you can do is get your ass up and go get that ice cream
and
I don't eat pickle juice. Stop saying that. Go get that ice cream and go get them donuts.
Yeah, fellas, at the end of the day, it's 10 months. Just become yes man. Whatever she needs, yes man. Because if you don't, that's like a life or death situation. And we're not talking about for the baby. We're talking about for you. So just put your pride to the side,
Step
yes,
up.
whatever
Step
you
up.
need.
Okay, get her whatever she needs.
I got you.
Period.
So to add to the teamwork aspect, as fellas, you definitely want to go in and know the birth plan as well. Even though you're not the one pushing this little bundle of joy out, you should have just as many questions and no answers and no signs of things that can occur. Just as well as your wife does. What are some complications that she could possibly have? What are the signs for these complications? This, that, and the third. I think one of the things that helped, that is definitely one of the things that helped me once delivery time came. Not to put too much of your business out there in the street, but when we delivered my son, immediately after, Erin was complaining about having headaches, and it was excessive vomiting that she was doing, and she started getting dizzy. So with the reading and research that I did, I knew that she was in the early stages of preeclampsia. So I automatically went and got one of the nurses and everything, and they jumped right into action and was able to save my wife's life. Oh, baby. You still here, girl. You and my baby boy. You still here. Okay? God got a plan for you. Got a plan for us. Okay?
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, so just know, do your research, It's not a walk in the park. A lot of people, especially you go on Instagram and social media and everything, parenting looks cool. It is cool. It's all on what you put into it, though. So definitely do your research ahead of time, knowing the signs of any issues that can occur, or anything. You definitely don't want your wife to feel like it's a totally one-sided thing. She's gonna have to do all the work. You're not putting any effort into it. You just was there to create the baby, but not necessarily do the work to see this thing through and to make sure she's safe.
Yeah. I can't stress to you how important it is for you to be an active participant in a pregnancy. And if you're not willing to be an active participant in the pregnancy, and not just the conception, but the pregnancy through the entire thing, then this is something that you need to be honest and vocal about in the beginning, so that way your spouse knows what they're getting into as well. If you feel like you don't have the capacity to do this, then maybe this is not something that you guys could consider, and maybe there are other options for having a child that you can look into where it doesn't require all that this requires, because this, again, this is a team effort. This is not just you throwing passing the buck to your spouse for her to do all the work. This is a team effort.
So last but not least, number 5, dealing with family members after the baby arrives.
This is a big one. Okay? This.
You just want to have boundaries. I would say this. Just have a talk with your significant other just on having boundaries that you want to set once the baby gets here, and introducing him, to the family.
It's just important for you both to be each other's advocate. And both of you now have to be the advocate for your baby regardless of anybody else's feelings. It's not about them. It is about what you feel is right and what you feel is right for your child. Like if you have specific feelings about, okay, well, I really want it to just be me and you bonding with the baby. When we come home, I really don't want any visitors. And you both agree to that, then that's what it is. And that is on him to tell his family and relay that message, and that is on me to uphold that with my family. I know for me, I was very, very particular with who I wanted in the room. And it wasn't a dig, and it wasn't like shade at anybody. You know what I mean? It was just like, I want my husband and I want my mom. Those are the only two people that I want to see, because I'm in my most vulnerable state. You know what I mean? So it's like those are the only two people that I want to see me in this state. I think I see a lot online of like overbearing mother-in-laws who like get offended if they are not invited into the room. We didn't have that at all. Like your mom was completely understanding of like my wishes, and also it was during COVID, so we could only have 2 people in there anyway. So just whatever rules you want to put in place, whether it be we're not going to do visitors the first week, we're not going to do visitors until they get shots, no visitors in the hospital, whatever you guys decide to do. Stand 10 toes down in it, and
make sure the delivery is clear and precise, but at the same time, like you're not a jerk when oh, this is what we want and I don't care how you like it, because at the end of the day, both of y'all get, stressed, and situations change, and then you need that assistance, you need that help. And so then you backtracking like, yeah, I know I told you.
The kick rocks.
But can you help me out a little bit?
Yeah, I agree 1,000% in the delivery. It doesn't have to be, like you said, it ain't got to be a hostile
don't be
message. You ain't got to be aggressive with it, just,
Because at the end of the day, you want to get your message across in a loving way, because this is still family.
This is still family,
This is still family.
There goes our baby.
All right. Bye, y'all.
All right, y'all, as you can hear, our baby's crying now. So just to wrap things up, these were the 5 topics that we discussed before having a baby. I hope that these are conversations that you're having if you're thinking about having a baby. And if you're not, now you can.
Yeah. All right, see you guys next week.
All right, see you.
You say I'm long-winded. Sheesh.
Turn your mic off.